Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to 2025, and what better idea than to start 2025 with an anticipated releases video. I thought that was quite a good place to start. But before I get started on the books that I've got on my radar and on my pre-order list this year, I do just want to apologise for the lighting and then subsequently the quality of this video. I don't know if this is going to be the best quality video I'm ever going to put out on the internet, but I am battling really dreary overcast. I mean, I don't know if you can hear the rain, but I'm sat by a window. But this is the only room in the house that has like a window and natural light that comes in from each side. So I thought this was the place to sit, but I have had to put some other lights on, otherwise it would be darkness. And it's just a really dreary and overcast day. I'm having a cozy day indoors, so you're just going to have to go with the kind of like cozy, little bit rugged vibes of this video. Not the best thing I'm ever going to put out quality-wise on the internet, but hey ho, hopefully the content of the video is quality for you. So yeah, I've compiled a list of some of the books. Majority of them I've got pre-ordered. Some of them I've just kind of got on my radar and I want to look out for. One of them I wrote down like the price, like this is seriously the price of this book. So I haven't got them all pre-ordered, but I've got the majority of them pre-ordered, and they're just things that I'm going to be looking out for in the first half of the year and hopefully getting to and reading in the first half of the year. I think I've got 9 on this list. I don't know why I can't seem to do lists and have even numbers on them at the moment, but I just can't. But we're going to get straight on with the first book on the list. I'm doing this a little bit old school. I've got the covers on my phone. I probably could insert loads of fancy pictures, like overlay pictures, and do like an editing, post-filming edit, but I'm not going to because I'm just not. So again, sorry for the quality vibes or lack of quality vibes, but we're just doing this the way we're doing this. So the first book on the list is A Sea of Unspoken Things by Adrienne Young. Apologies for the glare. I didn't think about that in advance. I read The Unmaking of June Farrow last year in 2024. Can we also, quick aside, take a moment to discuss the fact that it's already 2025 and how come 2024 felt like it just went like that? Anyway, I read, like I said, The Unmaking of June Farrow, and I have known about Adrienne Young, like her work previously. I think she was at YALC one year when I attended YALC, and I think I saw them on a panel. But I didn't know after reading that and loving it whether I should move back through her backlist or whether I should just move forward with her new releases. I think it's really difficult when an author's been on the scene for a little while. It's can kind of be a little bit difficult to go through a backlist, especially as potentially someone's writing changes or improves, or perhaps they're going a different direction. I had a little look and nothing was really catching my eye from their backlist. So I've put this one on my radar and I think I've pre-ordered it. This is about 2 twins, an unbroken bond, and a truth unspoken. I was a little bit confused when I first read the synopsis because it's about twins, 2 twins, an unbroken bond, a truth unspoken. The only thing James and Johnny Golden have ever had in each other is each other. That's a great start, Sophie. Well done. I believe James is a girl. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but I have a nephew called James. He is a boy, and I instantly thought of a boy, and I got a little bit confused when I first read the synopsis, so I'm just going to read it, and hopefully it will make sense to you. For as long as she can remember, James's deep connection with her twin brother Johnny has gone beyond intuition. She can feel what he feels. So when Johnny is killed in a tragic accident, James knows before her phone even rings that her brother is gone and that she's alone, truly alone for the first time in her life. When James arrives in the rural town of Hawthorne, California to settle her brother's affairs, she's forced to rehash the ominous past that she and Johnny shared and finally face Micah, the only person who knows about it. He's also the only man she's ever loved. But James soon discovers that the strange connection she had with Johnny isn't quite gone, and the more she immerses herself into his world, the more questions she has about the brother she thought she knew. Johnny was keeping secrets, and he's not the only one. What she uncovers will push her to unravel what happened in the days before Johnny's death, but in the end, she'll have to decide which truths should come to light and which should stay buried forever. I just think that sounds really, really interesting, and I really enjoyed the kind of magical realism and the kind of more magical sides of the unmaking of June Farrow. So I like this idea about twins and having kind of like this connection and this bond, and you know, that little kind of more magical realism side to it. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm hoping I enjoy it as much as I loved the unmaking of June Farrow. Now, the next one is not going to be any surprise to anybody that has been following me on socials recently or been watching my last few videos I've posted. The next anticipated release is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. This is the third book in the Imperium series. The first book being Fourth Wing, second book being Iron Flame, and this one, Onyx Storm. This is going to be released on the 21st of January, and I am hoping to attend a midnight release for this book. So I'm hoping that I can like film the whole thing and do the whole like, yeah. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to do. I'm not going to tell you too much about this because it's a third book in a series. It's kind of a little bit pointless unless you've read the first two. I don't want to give away spoilers, but I'm really, really looking forward to this, and I am currently on my reread journey. So I've just reread Fourth Wing, and I'm going to go on to Iron Flame next. So I'm looking forward to being all fresh and all kind of up to date again on the world, because it's been a little while since I read them the first time round. The next book is Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. I have read, I think, pretty much everything that Ali Hazelwood has released, bar Check and Mate and The Bride, or is it just Bride? So I haven't read those two, but I've read all of the kind of more contemporary adult romance and really enjoyed everything that I have read. Not in Love, I believe her most recent release, wasn't my favourite. I don't think that I've read of her so far, but I am intrigued. And this one sounds interesting because we've had a lot of STEM, and now this is a little bit different. So a competitive diver and an ace swimmer jump into forbidden waters in the steamy college romance. Scarlett Vandermeer is swimming upstream, a junior at Stanford and a student athlete who specialises in platform diving. Scarlett prefers to keep her head down, concentrating on getting into med school and on recovering from the injury that almost ended her career. She has no time for relationships, at least that's what she tells herself. Swim captain, world champion, all-around aquatics golden boy, Lucas, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, thrives on discipline. It's how he wins gold medals and breaks records. Complete focus with every stroke. On the surface, Lucas and Scarlett have nothing in common until a well-guarded secret slips out and everything changes. So they start an arrangement. And as the pressure leading to the Olympics heats up, so does their relationship. It was supposed to be just a temporary, mutually satisfying fling, but when staying away from Lucas becomes impossible, Scarlett realises that her heart might be treading into dangerous water. I really like the sound of this one. I'm really looking forward to it, and I enjoy, like I say, everything that I read by Ali Hazelwood, so I am definitely looking forward to that release, and that is coming out on the 4th of February, so right in time for Valentine's Day. The next book is Wild Side by Elsie Silver. Unfortunately, there's not been a cover released for this yet. Or has there? Has there? And I think it's green, isn't it? Maybe it's just not showing on UK Amazon yet. Anyway, this is the third book. This is coming out on the 4th of March. This is the third book in the, oh my gosh, what series are they calling this? I can't even remember. I can't even remember what they're calling this series, but this is the Single Dad series that Elsie Silver is currently writing. Rose Hill, it's the Rose Hill series, I believe. I'm not going to read the synopsis on this one, again, albeit these are kind of more companion novels and you could probably read them out of order and it wouldn't be the end of the world, or you could just choose to read one that kind of suits you the most. I'm not going to spoil anything. So with that being said, I'm just kind of going to roll on to the next book. This, unfortunately, as well, is one that I'm not going to read the synopsis for. This is Fearless by Lauren Roberts. This is coming out on the 8th of April. And I am a little bit annoyed with this one because it's coming out in hardback first. And everything else obviously is being released in paperback. It's fine. I think I've got this pre-ordered. I may well cancel the pre-order and wait for it to come out in paperback, see if I can get a Kindle edition first, read it on Kindle first, and then go from there. But yeah, it's a little bit annoying. A little bit annoying that this is coming out in hardback first, but I'm really, really intrigued to see where this goes. The first two books I really enjoyed, and they were kind of like my breath of fresh air, kind of trying to get back into fantasy and romantasy in 2024. So I'm really intrigued to see how this story concludes. I believe this is just going to be a trilogy, so I'm looking forward to seeing where this is kind of all going to tie up and where this is all going to end, and looking forward to getting back into this world again and getting into the banter of these characters, because that's one of my favorite things with this series so far, is the kind of banter energy between these characters. And then the next one is Wild and Wrangled. These are some very good colours for, there you go, Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage. I love these covers, and I love how they kind of have a more kind of patinaed, rustic, kind of a little bit more vintage vibe to them with the way that the imaging is, and with like the kind of almost like the brushstrokes. It's just, it looks a little bit more older. I don't know, I can't really explain it, but I love the covers on these books. This is being released on the 15th of April. I haven't pre-ordered this because historically all of the other books have gone straight onto Kindle Unlimited, so I'm probably just going to pick this up on Kindle Unlimited and then maybe pick the paperback up at a later date. Again, I'm not going to talk you through the synopsis of this one because it is a book in a series. Sorry to be a broken record, but I am really excited for this one. And after finishing the last one, Lost and Lassoed, it ends right on a cliffhanger, and you're like, oh my god, I want to know what's going to happen in the next book. So really, really excited for this one. This next one is a bit of a rogue one because it's supposed to be coming out on the 13th of May. This is the third book in the Lakefront Billionaires series by Lauren Asher. So started with Love Redesigned and then Love Unwritten. According to Amazon, and I've done a little bit of quick research, sorry, my legs are starting to go to sleep. A little bit of research I've quickly done. I can't seem to see a title or a cover release for this yet. It literally just looks like this on English Amazon. So, I don't know. I've pre-ordered it. I have pre-ordered it, but I wonder if this might get pushed or when we're going to get a little bit more information about this one, a title. Yeah, I'd be intrigued to find out a little bit more about that, and then see the cover, because I've liked the other covers of the series as well. And then the next book on this list is due to be released on the 3rd of June, and that is Atmosphere. Oh, I'm so annoyed that you can't see that because it's such a pretty cover. Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm super excited for this one. I also think the UK cover looks better than the US cover, just saying. I love Taylor Jenkins Reid, author by author for me. Enjoy everything that I've read from her, and it doesn't seem to matter what she writes about, I'm intrigued. Especially like when I read Carrie Soto. I've got no interest in tennis or whatsoever, but I read that and then all of a sudden I was like, I know everything about tennis now, I should start watching tennis. I'm really intrigued for this one, and this synopsis is also intrigued me as well. So this is the description, according to Amazon, an epic novel set against the backdrop of the 1980s space shuttle program and the extraordinary lengths we go to live and love beyond our limits. In the summer of 1980, astrophysics professor Joan Goodwin begins training to be an astronaut at Houston's Johnson Space Center, alongside an exceptional group of fellow candidates, Top Gun pilots Hank Redmond and John Griffin, mission specialist Lydia Danes, warm-hearted Donna Fitzgerald, and Vanessa Ford, the magnetic and mysterious aeronautical engineer. As the new astronauts prepare for their first flights, Joan finds a passion and a love she never imagined and begins to question everything she believes about her place in the observable universe. Then, in December of 1984, on mission STS-LR9, everything changes in an instant. I'm hooked. I'm there. Sign me right up. Can't wait for this one, and I know that I will just love whatever she writes. All of a sudden I'm going to become really interested in space and space exploration. I just know it. And then finally, but by no means least, when I wrote this down on my list, I wrote the title down wrong, but it's a bit of a title, so bear with me. This is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. I wrote Bury Our Bodies. I don't know why I did that, but it's called Bury Our Bones. in the midnight soil. This synopsis has me super intrigued. I haven't read an awful lot of Schwab in the grand scheme of things. I've read the first in the Shades of Magic series. I've got others. I've got the rest of the Shades of Magic series. I've got I think Vicious and Vengeful as well. I think I own them, but I haven't read them. But I read and loved Addie LaRue, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And I feel like this is going to be a bit more Addie LaRue-esque. But the synopsis literally says, it says all about like a little bit of spiel about her, from her and what she's achieved. A new genre-defying, unforgettable novel to sink your teeth into. Santo Domingo de la Calzada, 1532. London, 1837. Boston, 2019. 3 young women, their bodies planted in the same soil, their stories tangling like roots. One grows high and one grows deep and one grows wild, and all of them grow teeth. Kind of intrigued. So I'm really looking forward to this. I really enjoy stories that span periods of time and have kind of overlapping storylines, and yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued about this one. But this is the one that I wrote down. It's £22. I mean, how big is this book going to be? 544 pages. It's not like it's going to be, I mean, don't get me wrong, 544 pages is still a long book, but it's not like it's a 900 or 1,000 page tome like Sarah J Maas or something like that, that they're huge books as well. Like, this is not the biggest book ever. £22. Anyway, so those are some of the books that I am most excited for the first half of 2025. I'm sure that as I start my reading this year, maybe read some new to me authors, read some new stuff, I'm sure there'll be some other books that will kind of crop up along the way that will be kind of on my radar after reading some other things. And I'm sure that as the year goes on and we get a bit further into the year, we'll get some release dates and we'll get some news about some later releases in the year. So like I say, come sort of May, June time, I might well sit back down and do a second half of the year anticipated releases video as well for you. Once we get a little bit more info and we get a little bit more information given to us about some release dates and what's coming out. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd love to hear about what your most anticipated release is down below in the comments. Definitely let me know what you're looking forward to release the most in 2025. What would I say is my most anticipated out of all of those? I am really anticipating Onyx Storm, but then I am also really anticipating new Taylor Jenkins Reid because it's been a while. So, I mean, I'm excited for all of them. But yeah, I'd love to hear about your anticipated releases for 2025. Or if there's something that you think I'd love that you're looking forward to, leave that down below in the comments as well. But thank you so much guys for watching. Please like this video if you liked it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!